Alright, so for the 10 over 11 over 30 days challenge, I mean to say, the task was to create this page, this design. We design it in whatever tool, either Claude, Framer, Figma Make, or anything you're using. But if for people using Framer, I say that this is going to be a snake through. You know how snake is now, like something like this. Yeah. So when you're moving any direction, it follows the cursor, right? So the instruction was to make this a custom code. Like everybody, each and every one of you doing this, make this a custom code. And then some persons were finding it difficult to do. I'm just going to walk you through my thought process, how I did mine. So this is mine. If we go here, I'm sorry that I have a whole lot of tabs opened. Let's just use this. I have a whole lot of tabs opened. So here. No, okay. Yeah, this is mine, right? And then when you click here, it gives this bubble, this bounce bubble effect, right? So all of those things is prompts, and then my thought process, I was like, okay, let's do something like you can see the direction it's going, the snake stuff. Yeah. So now let's build. First thing anyone wants to do is you'd start by using the plugin Figma to HTML and Framer. And then you copy to clipboard. Now your clipboard, you create a new page. So I have a folder for the 30 workspace rather for all of those challenges, right? Paste it here. And then you want to go ahead and name it snake trail or snake trail or something, right? And then we paste what we copied. Paste what we copied. So while it's loading, I would also export. If you've been following me on my classes or anything, you would know that I most times export my background with the pattern as an image, but in the highest quality. Instead of 2x, I do 4x, and I export this as the background, so that it's not going to reduce the quality, right? Oh, okay. So I've exported that. Then I would drag this out so that we can start building again. Right, yep. This is the nav bar. This is the navigation bar, right? And I'm just going to copy this and let's paste it here. And so because this is already a method layout, like from Figma downwards, that's why it's not changing its direction or doing anything. So I would select all of those things together, Shift A, or you right click and you add stack, and this is going to be the container wrapper. Then I'm going to give him a max width of like 1.6. And then the distributes to space between. So we have this, and I'm going to change this navigation, take it away from relative to fixed. Yep. Then the next thing I'm going to do is quickly draw out my hero section. Name this hero section. Right. Give it layout and fill. We can't fit yet. I'm just going to check. Okay, so I'll do bottom. So this is going to be like end. And then for the padding, bottom should give me something like 80. And then right and left, let's do, what's the padding for this one? 40, 40. Let's just do 50, 50. Then for the hero section, we'll do 50, and then we'll do 50. And then one more thing I like to do is come here, give it min height, then viewports, and then that's all. Then the next thing I want to do is a wrapper for the text, and this is going to be the text heading, so text header, right? So I'll just copy this, and inside here, fill this guy up, paste here, paste this guy. Then this is going to be layout, and then fit contents. Now this layout, take it here, And then if I were to fill this, before we fill it, I'm just going to give it this, let's do 700, and then I'll go ahead and fill. Yep, I'll just go ahead and fill. Then what else? This guy here, I did end. Yeah, take it away from center to bottom, the alignments, right? Now for the hero section, let's bring in our pattern. Click the fill, come here, and then let's look for the pattern. Check if that's the pattern. Take out the fill here. I don't want any fill here. The text, let's take out the fill. Okay, so can you see what I'm saying? I'm zooming in and then it's not still, it is not reducing the quality, right? Yep, so we've gotten this. Then for the desktop, I'm just going to fit content now. Fit content. So we've gotten this layout. The next thing now is for us to start our, what's it called? The code components, right? I'm just going to select all of these things together, all of the tags. So from the ending down to the beginning and copy. I'm going to drag this by this side and paste this. Then while it's like this, I'm just going to right click and immediately add stack. Then I'll change the direction here, make it fit, and make this fit. Don't forget, I'm going to detach this. I'm just going to bring it somewhere around here and then right click now and then remove stack, right? So everything should be one by one, like it should be separated individually. Now let's look at this very well. So the thought process again, guys, is the snake through, right? Something like this or anything. If your mouth should be soft, it should be smooth, and then it should be easy. You should feel it. You should feel the vibe. You should do anything. Be creative, right? So I thought that, okay, I want to make this, but I also want that when I click on this, it should like, if you play this, so the idea came from the snake game, right? The snake game of like 2007, when the games we play on our mobile, like the small Nokia or the bounce, then the bounce came from that bounce. The name of the game is bounce, right? So like, okay, now I have the snake game that if it touches the edge, if the snake wants to die now, it just shakes and then you restart the game. And then bounce, when it bounces up, it just gives that, this is the idea, right? Again, come in here. So when you get like that bounce and then the snake thing touches the edge and it restarts the game. I'm like, okay, this is fun. This is creative. Let's build it out. So I went on my cursor. I opened my cursor and then this is my cursor here. So you need to be on the pro plan for this. I don't do this on the chat, on Cloud chats. I do it directly in, you can use the VS Code. I have the VS Code. You can use if you have codecs, you can use your terminal on your Windows or your MacBook, but I prefer you to use, the cursor. I'm going to open a new project. I already have this, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to open a new project. Then my projects. And then let's look for snake 3. So this is currently empty. And then I'm just going to do open. Now for the prompts, while this is opening, let's show you something. Now I'm just going to go to terminal immediately. Command J is terminal, and then do Cloud. Let's bring out Cloud now. So now this is a prompt. This is like my prompt. So it's like, I want to build a framework code component called snake through in blah 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 blah. So if you don't know the tech stack, it's not a must you use. You feed it the tech stack, right? You can either tell it you want to be the snake through blah 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 blah, right? Now you can skip the tech stack. Just can skip this part here, right? Then you can continue and say that makes a trail of elements or of tags rather. You can say elements or tags, but I used elements here that follows the user's cursor or finger across the screen, right? Now the core behavior that I want they should accept a tags prop and blah blah blah. So the cursor like a snake evenly spaced up. Do you get? So it should not be too close. It should not be too spaced, right? It should just be evenly. And then the features. Now this is where the bounce effect came from. So bounce on click, you should give that do get or tap if you tap it or touch it or anything. If you're using your tab, your mobile phone or anything, right? So I'm just going to copy this prompt and copy it, then paste it here. So it's going to build out our code components. Although if you're not sure, most times I ask Claude rather, I ask it to feed me back. Like if it's to be sure it understands what it is that I want to do. It should feed me back the information. Like ask me question if you're not clear on anything. Then when it asks me the question, when Claude responds back, I read through, and then in places where I have to be clear, give it more, what's the word now? Just to be clear, so that Claude doesn't give me B and then I'm looking for A. Do you understand? So when prompting, you have to be very direct and specific, and you have to be clear. When you're coding, when you're prompting with Claude, you have to be very, very specific, right? So this is still bootstrapping. Why this is getting like why it's thinking and doing its thing. Let's fix the mobile responsiveness. So this is tablets. Now for tablets, I will just do 40 and 40, and yeah, 80 is good. Also for the nav bar, I would do 40 and 40. Now for mobile, I'm just going to take out some things here. So I'll just hide this too. Right, and then this is going to be menu. And so let's go back here. So for the mobile, do we have paddings coordinates? Yeah, so we have this. So from here to here, just check this spacing. So 10 and 16. So 10 and 16. Okay, so yes. So this is still still doing its thing. Let's go back to Framer. So now the padding here would be, 10. Then right and left is going to be 16, 10, and 16. And then to get the color, okay. So to get the color that we used, I'll just copy the color Framer and then paste it here. Then change this to white. And then this is going to reduce obviously 16, 20, 16, and 20. And I'm just going to increase this to a 32. I think 32 is too big. This is a 28. And then reduce this guy. Let's see, what did we use here? So we use 70 here. I'm going to use 70 here. And then reduce the pattern, of course, 20, 20. And then this should be like, okay, I think 80 here is fine. Yeah, this is good. Now we are done with the responsiveness. Okay, so let's head back. So you guys are seeing this thing, right? So because I'm someone that I love building anything, I just love to build, and I love, and most times when I don't have ideas, I leave it, but I'll surely come back to it. So I had to tell my Claude, the skill, like, okay, for every of our projects, save it all the time. So you can see it's already saving the project memory for this. In case I want to do something, I want to step out, I want to cook, I want to come back to this or that, it will definitely come back to this. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is taking a whole lot of tokens. Hmm. Okay. Excuse me. So now we have our code components saying it is written, and then we're ready to paste in Framer. So let's go do that now. Drum rolls. Let's copy this. This is the code here. I'll just control A this code, copy, head back to Framer, go to assets, on assets code, or you know what, let's just do it directly from here. Okay, let's do it here. New code file. It's going to go, so this name is snake trail, right? And then control A, paste this, save. So saved. I'm just going to drag this guy inside here. Good. Now this is the idea I have. So instead of telling Claude, like most people, I'm sure they would from Figma, you start feeding all of this, like you start giving Claude, say, okay, this is the color for this is the color for this is the color for this. No, this is a code component, right? And Framer, and all you just need to do is to think of the best way, of the best way you can go about things, right? And that's what I did. I had to think, okay, I want to connect this. I do not just want this to be, because not most times anyways, in cases where I want to, anyways, let's keep this stop. Let's just go on. So snake trail, I'm just going to connect. So now we have this as a connector. The second one here, and then the third one, and then the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and then the seventh one here, this one here, this one here, this here, and then what else? This here. Then also this part here, we skipped this guy, okay. Then this guy here, and then the last one. Good. So let's preview what we've done. Perfect. Can you see now? The bounce effects. Perfect. So you just need to you just have to be very good with prompting. When it comes to prompting, I am extremely good at that or with that. This is it here. Now let's check for mobile. Let's also see if mobile is here. Okay, so bounce, yes. So if you don't want it to bounce, this is very good. Now look at, so if you don't want it to bounce, you can toggle off. So let me go back to the desktop first. I don't want it to bounce, for instance. I said no. So if I preview this, it's not going to bounce, but it's just going to do the other ones, right? It's going to do the other one, but bounce, no. And that's also because I told it to give me the option, because most people will not want this. So give me the option in cases where I do not want it to bounce. I don't want it to bounce then. Also fade on idle, when there's no activity, should it fade? You say yes, or you say no, it's still going to remain, it's still going to show. Right, so yeah, that's it, guys. That's how to build this, how to build your code component, and then not code component, rather how to build your snake trail in Framer, snake trail code components in Framer. So watch this video, do yours, tag me to it, and yeah. Thank you, guys.